Okay, so get this right. Six-person law firm, trusts and estates, hit with a $5 million lawsuit. $5 million after a data breach.
Oof.
Right, you're thinking trusts and estates, what could they even have?
Exactly, yeah.
But that's the thing, right? That's what makes everyone a target. We're diving into cybersecurity this week, and it's a big one.
It is.
And thankfully, we've got some great material to dig into, courtesy of cybersecurity expert Carl DePrado. He's got a YouTube channel, tons of videos, and he does not sugarcoat it.
Nope.
So we'll link those below. But yeah, this case really highlights how vulnerable even small businesses, even those laser focused on privacy, can be.
Because you'd think, right, a law firm dealing with trusts and estates, they'd be on top of data security.
Yeah.
But this case, this Wakes Law Group, it just shows it can happen to anyone. And what's more, right, they offered the standard 12 months of credit monitoring after the breach. And, well, the lawsuit argues that just doesn't cut it.
Yeah, I was going to say 12 months, that's it.
That's what they're saying. Not enough. Think about it. Stolen data, it's got a long shelf life. It's not like it expires. Your social security number, that's out there forever.
Diamonds are forever. Stolen data is forever.
Exactly. And this is where it gets interesting. DePrado talks about this idea of reasonable cybersecurity. Basically, it's becoming a legal standard. You can't just plead ignorance anymore.
So like due diligence, but for the digital age.
Exactly. He makes this analogy in one video, compares IT to like the mechanics of a race car, changing tires, making sure the engine runs, essential stuff.
Right.
But cybersecurity, he said, it's more like, are you using the right tires for the road? Is the driver well rested? Do they know the track?
It's about strategy, not just maintenance.
Exactly. Anticipating threats, not just reacting after a crash.
And the crazy thing is, he's not talking about some Fortune 500 company with a massive IT department. He gives examples of reasonable cybersecurity for any business, big or small.
Right. It's scalable and becoming more and more important, even legally mandated in some areas. Like, did you know that lawyers in New York now have to take cybersecurity courses for their continuing education?
Wow, really? I did not know that.
Yeah. Sign of the times, right?
It is.
Hmm.
So what can we actually do? Like, what are some actionable steps we can take? Because it's easy to get overwhelmed with all of this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. DePrado, he gets into specifics like employee training. He's a big advocate for
Yeah,
that.
since human error, right.
Huge.
Yeah.
And not just those boring online modules everyone skips through. He's talking about like simulating phishing attacks.
Oh, wow, like a fire drill, but for cyber threats?
Exactly. You can have the best firewall in the world, but if someone opens the door for the bad guys...
It's all over.
Exactly. He also stresses strong email filtering systems. Got to keep those malicious emails out of inboxes in the first place.
Okay, and encryption. I hear that word everywhere. What exactly does that even mean in practice?
Good question. Think of it like this. You're putting your sensitive data, your digital files, in a safe.
Yeah.
And only authorized people have the key.
Okay, that makes sense. So, like, is that expensive software? Complicated to set up?
Not necessarily. There are simpler things like password managers, right?
Okay.
Right? LastPass, 1Password. They use strong encryption.
Okay, so strong passwords. Got it. Encryption. Check. Email filtering. Employee training. This is starting to feel a bit less daunting.
That's the thing, right? It's not about becoming some cybersecurity guru overnight. It's about taking those steps, those reasonable steps to minimize risk.
And it sounds like a lot of it comes down to awareness, training, and good old-fashioned common sense.
Absolutely. And here's the other thing. DePrado makes a really interesting point. It's not just about the technology, right? It's about the people using it.
Oh, and you know what that reminds me of? His video, The Heist. Have you seen that one?
Oh, yeah. Crazy story.
Talking about a group of like young guys who managed to hack into not one, but two of the most heavily guarded places on Earth.
MGM and Caesar's Palace.
Exactly. Casinos, right? I think cameras everywhere, security guards, state-of-the-art systems. How do you even?
Right.
But here's the kicker. They didn't use some sophisticated code-breaking thing. They used social engineering.
Psychology.
They tricked their way in.
Basically, they pretended to be employees, needed help, a little charm, a well-rehearsed story.
So even with all that security, they were vulnerable to, like, a good sob story. That's wild.
It is, but it just goes to show, right? Your employees, they can be your greatest asset, but also...
The weakest link.
Exactly, your weakest link. And that's why DePrado is always hammering on about security awareness training, right?
So, like, how to spot those red flags.
Exactly. Question things. Even if it seems harmless, you never know, right?
It's about empowering them to push back, to not be afraid to say, hey, this feels weird.
Yeah.
Exactly. A culture of security. Because even the best tech, like he showed, useless if someone just opens the door. So, yeah, we've got the technical stuff, right? Encryption, passwords, all that. But this human element, it's huge. What can businesses actually do about it, though?
That's the thing, right?
Well, training. Regular training.
Not just a one-time thing.
No, ongoing. Keeps everyone on their toes. The Prado actually recommends, like, those simulated phishing things.
Oh, keep doing it. I thought that was just like a welcome to the company kind of thing.
Nope, regular. See how people respond, Build those good habits. And clear procedures if something feels off. Who do you report to? What do you do? All that jazz.
Right, so it's not enough to just have the knowledge.
Gotta practice it.
Exactly. And get everyone on board. Cybersecurity, it's not just an IT problem.
It's everyone's problem.
Everyone's. So back to that law firm case. What happens if you don't take this seriously? I mean, besides the lawsuit, obviously.
Right, because $5 million is a lot of money. But
That's just the start. Reputation, that's the big one. Word gets out there, data breach, clients, they go elsewhere.
Less trust, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then there's the legal stuff. We're seeing more and more laws, like that New York one for lawyers, holding businesses accountable.
So it's not even just about protecting yourself, it's about compliance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And those standards, they're only getting tougher.
So, okay, we've talked about why it matters, but how? Where do you even begin?
Good question, right?
Yeah.
And DePrado, he's great at breaking it down. You don't have to be some tech whiz. Small steps.
Small steps, big impact.
Exactly. Start with what you've got. What data do you have? Where is it? Who can see it?
So take stock of your, digital inventory.
Exactly. Then prioritize. What are the biggest risks? What needs the most protection?
Don't boil the ocean, right?
Exactly. Work smarter, not harder. And don't be afraid to get help. Consultants, government agencies, tons of resources.
Yeah, you don't have to do it all yourself.
Nope. And one last thing to remember, this isn't a set it and forget it kind of thing.
Because the bad guys, they don't just give up, do they?
Nope. Always evolving. So you got to stay informed, stay vigilant, stay ahead of the game.
Like a digital arms race.
Exactly. Okay, so circling back to that question from before, right?
Yeah.
If you were the client.
What would I want to see?
Yeah. What gives you more confidence? Knowing they've got strong security or just credit monitoring after a breach?
Oh, strong security for sure. Means they're taking it seriously.
Exactly. Peace of mind. Knowing your data's safe.
Absolutely. So, as we wrap up this cybersecurity deep dive, what's the one thing you hope people take away from all of this?
For me, it's not just about, checking boxes.
Right, not just a to-do list.
Exactly. It's about, building that trust with your client.
It's in your business, yeah.
Absolutely. Because in this day and age, data security, it's not optional anymore.
It's table stakes.
Exactly. And even those small things we talked about done consistently, they add up.
It's about moving from, oh no, a breach, to we're prepared.
Yeah. Being proactive. You've got the knowledge, the tools, you're in control.
Love it. Well, huge thanks to Carl DePrado. Really got us thinking.
His videos are gold mines of information.
They are. And for everyone listening, remember, cybersecurity, it's a team sport.
Everyone's responsibility. Stay informed, stay vigilant.
Stay safe out there. Until next time, keep diving deep.